Good afternoon, Dr. Chandra and my fellow classmates. I'm Sam Kah Kay, and my group mates is Chong Jia Qian, Leong Jia Xin, and Joon Ren. So the company that we have chosen for our assignment is Philip Morris International. So I will start with a very brief introduction regarding the company. So Philip Morris is founded by Philip Morris in 1847, initially located in London, and is a multinational cigarette and tobacco manufacturing company. And the headquarters is currently located in New York, and company's portfolio for international and local brands is led by Marlboro. So PMI is actually started up by a very small and family run business and specialized in hand roll cigarette. So Leopold Morris and Joseph Grunbaum established Philip Morris and Company and Grunbaum Limited. After that, the company is dissolved and renamed into Philip Morris and Corporate Limited. So the company managed to get success and famous through the Marlboro Man advertising campaign. So in 1987, Philip Morris actually dominated the tobacco market. In 1987, Philip Morris International was incorporated as an operating company of Philip Morris Company Incorporation. After that, Philip Morris Incorporated formally changed its name to Altria Group, and in 2008, in March, Philip Morris International was spun off from Altria. So it's an independent company, SPMI again. And as PMI has been criticized for harming society by promoting smoking culture, which smoking is actually harming, is jeopardized for the consumers' health. So they actually established a new vision, which is delivering a smoke-free culture. So to push this culture, they actually innovate a new product, which is heated tobacco system IQOS, and they claim the product to be free from combustion, fire, ash, and smoke, and there are less harmful chemicals compared to a normal cigarette.
So today we are going to talk about two possible psychological theories of motivation that drove the founder of this organization, which is the two theories is Maslow's and McClelland's achievement motivation theory. So after the death of founder of Marlboro, Philip Morris, the PMI company actually continued the tobacco business name as Marlboro in the early 1840s, which the CEO of Philip Morris International, Andrei Kalantopoulos, had been contributing his life years for the company, about 30 years of working, focusing on Marlboro. So he started as a business development analyst when he just entered the company, and he promoted throughout the years to become the CEO of the company. And so for Maslow, he actually proposed for a theory that has 5 needs, which is physiological needs, safety needs, belongingness and love needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization needs. So Maslow actually proposed this, and on the CEO of the company, he actually achieved all 4 of these. And today we'll talk about self-actualization needs. For example, he actually claimed that he successfully aided the company to earn double profit, which then his potential had bloomed and leadership had undergo, which he eventually is the crucial figure for the company. So by Maslow theory, you can see that achieving one's full potential, including creative activities, meaning that if one is able to success in life, and he actually can achieve their full potential. So there's an evidence also show that the CEO actually has high capability by expanding and maintaining. The success in PMI is incredibly outstanding, which made Marlboro the global best-selling worldwide cigarette brand since 1972 and still leading the top till now with held 40% market share in the USA. So we'll talk about McClelland's achievement motivation theory. It's defined as one's specific needs are acquired over time and are shaped by his or her life experiences. So this theory is influenced by internal drive of extrinsic factors. So the CEO actually achieved for need for achievement, which he aimed to achieve in granting smoking-free environment by replacing cigarettes with e-cigarettes and convince smokers to receive their nicotine without harming their health in the future, leading to high sales of products which create environmental friendly products. And he also received the Hellenic Capital Link Leadership Awards from the Ambassador of Greece, Mr. Charis Lalakos, during the 19th Annual Capital Link Invest in Greece Forum. So people with high needs of achievement driven to excel, advance and grow, with which lead them to perform better. So for the next need is need for affiliation, a desire for entrepreneurs to socialize with people and maintain relationships to seek acceptance and approval from others. So there's an evidence proof that the CEO actually mentioned about his unforgettable origin country, Greece, where he contacted his family and supportive characters from his homeland. And the last is the needs for power. Sorry, this is typo. The need to make impact, challenge and influencing others. So the CEO managed to lead a team and make impacts. The employees in the company effectively expanded our incomes, even troublesome working and financial situation. It actually recorded solid profitability increases and drive persistent towards the objective of creating successful next generation products, and improve the caliber and profundity of the organization and future administration talent. And that's all for my part. Thank you.
My name is Leong Jia Xin. Now I will talk about societal influence of Philip Morris. So PMI, which is Philip Morris International, is a notable tobacco manufacturing company with products sold over 180 countries and ranked 108 in Fortune 500 list of the largest corporation by revenue, remains received as a subject of litigations with tobacco occupying the primary cause of preventable death globally. So based on the tobacco explanation, and this apart from having a history of scientific evidence on the topic of health impact of smoking decades ago. So on a social level, the company's negative influence is appearance from the markets and advertising outcome. And this leads us to the success of marketing campaign, which is Marlboro. Marlboro is a top brand as the most preferable cigarettes brands among teenagers. According to the report released by Center of Disease Control and Prevention 2016, the report also indicates that the favorism is highly correlated with favored advertisement. In another joint report, the 7 anti-tobacco organization from PMI intention to recruit young smokers through youth-oriented advertising team. And this is the example for a cigarettes advertisement, and it's like attractive model partying, falling in love, or adventure traveling, and generally like being cool lah. And also they mentioned the marketing success explain why the tobacco industry spent an appalling $8 billion annually on advertising that can directly undercut the effectiveness of public health campaign. Another part is talk about the social and economic importance, and PMI also evidence in the economic, because for example in Malaysia, PMI is among the tobacco manufacturing that has contributed to nation's gross domestic product, which is GDP, totaling 11.7 billion ringgit, or 3% of total GDP. And in a country like Malawi, it accounts for approximately 20% of the total labor force. And in the case of PMI, the company provides 73,500 job opportunity to employees worldwide. So the report shows that the tobacco plays a very large portion in the incomes of many rural households and countless farmers involving in the industry. Besides that, the industry also rise the substantial government tax revenue in many countries, which some countries depend on heavily, like Brazil and China. And the social contributions of the company can also be seen in the commitment of nearly $1 billion to launch an anti-smoking foundation led by Derek Yech, an important personnel of WHO. And in addition, based on the Philip Morris International official website, they also mentioned that the company alleges that they have embarked on the delivering on smoke-free future, which is introducing less harmful alternative to replace the cigarettes like e-cigarettes or vapor products and nicotine salts. And the ambitions is to switch the 30% of its customer to smoke-free products by year 2020. And talking about the societal contribution, in 2018, the company had contributed to 280 community projects in over 60 countries, which an estimate 3,000 people served. The project undertook include computer classes to the elderly and legal counseling and many more. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, so for my part, I'll be talking about competency that is shown by the company's PMI company through the activities and operations of the organization, as well as through the example of the CEO. So to start, the company do not just have high levels of knowledge, but also the fact that they can use effective methods to acquire those knowledge. So one of the things, what I mean by that is they were actually able to sketch out the average clothing of a Japanese persons. So what they found is that as a Japanese person, as shown by these illustrations by Kah Kay Jr., he is a person who is reflective of general public, who is wearing not the Japanese clothes but the Western clothes. So this is an indication that everyone else, and they also have done this study for other countries, is actually converging towards a similar core sets of values, ideas, and perspective, and which will be very important for what I'll explain later on. So aside from that, you also look through the youth at around the age of 19 to 22, and they found there's actually a system, they call this the value system charts, where these people actually have a set of values. And when you relate that with the brand, the Marlboro Red brand, they find actually some of the people are actually aligned to certain values that can be found from the pie charts. So one example here is that the fact that this Marlboro brand is associated with the value of leaderships and power. So because of all of this knowledge they have, the CEO himself at the time in the 1992, he initiated a global meeting for everyone so that he will utilize this knowledge, the fact that everyone shares the same value, to standardize the promotional efforts for everyone else. So one example that we can see is the use of Marlboro Man, and they use this Marlboro Man to associate with the image of being cool, awesome, as well as we also have the use of the car here. And just one thing for you to note, this man, he died at the age of 90. He's the same Marlboro Man, but he actually had never smoked. So aside from the past studies there and past efforts, even now they also have the same, they also go through similar patterns of efforts, in the sense that they are, instead of putting all these promotions, they are changing how they do the promotions. They're instead doing they are still in the same way, they share a similar pattern of aligning the values of the youth, which is the fact that in the current days, not many people like to smoke because it's not healthy and it's cancerous. So you can say some people would say that the company is exploiting this aspect of the values for their profits. So aside from the organizational activities, you also have the CEO himself, who is involved as one of the very important icon to go through all of this movement. So this CEO is Andre, and he has worked for 10 years as CEO, 28 years through directing positions. And one thing to note is that he has to go through many years of this experience in order to be able to reach where he is right now. And one thing to note is that as an entrepreneur, and not just as a CEO, there's a lot of managing conflicts, and not just conflicts, but also the persistence that you should have, and also even in his case, public shame, because a lot of people do not like smoking, right? So one of the quote from his guide is that he emphasizes the importance of feedbacks from his own employees, and he actually cherishes or at least embrace criticisms. It's not just feedbacks, but criticisms from them, because that way because he understands the values of the feedback in improving the company itself. So from this is illustrations of transformative leaderships, and the fact that this transformative leadership is very important is because study have shown how this way of instilling values, putting visions, and also getting feedbacks and so forth is actually very important, because it actually enforces one of aspect of organizational behavior, which is citizenship organizational behavior. This behavior has been shown to actually improve customers' loyalty to the company, as well as the profitability of the company itself. So with that said, that is all I have to say. Thank you.
I will continue with ethical issues faced by PMI, and one of the issues faced by them is health issues. According to World Health Organization, almost half of the tobacco consumers' death is caused by tobacco products, and PMI, as the dominant in tobacco market, claim to hold most of the responsibilities of these issues. And the company actually recognized the damage of smoking, but still they denied the medical claim on them. And instead of resolving the issue, they actually put their target on the younger crowds to promote their product and generate more revenue and for company development. And their action is actually jeopardizing their reputation, and after that they realized the severity of their action, and they did make some change to address the issues. For example, they claim to spend $1 billion on youth smoking prevention, including its Think Don't Smoke campaign that was started in 2000. Besides that, in official website of PMI also contain information pertaining to the dangers of smoking, and they also support the FDA regulation of tobacco, which limit the production of tobacco product, and also they innovate a new product, as I mentioned just now, such as IQOS, which claim to be less harm to consumers' health. Following ethical issues will be the labor issues. So migrant worker from Kazakhstan actually reported being abused and exploited by the tobacco farm owners, which has a contract with Philip Morris Kazakhstan, and PMK is one of the sub of PMI, and both of the company they claim to hold responsibilities of these labor issues, and the workers receive different kind of unfair treatment from the employers, such as passport confiscation, minimum wages, and overwork. Besides that, they also did not provide a sufficient sanitary facilities, and the living condition provided by them is actually very bad, and the health of the worker is actually being jeopardized. And when PMI and PMK realize these issues, they actually take some actions against the employers. For example, they require the employers to have written contract with the migrant worker, and also provide them some reasonable wages, and stop passport confiscation, and enforce prohibition on child laboring. Besides that, they also provide training to the employers, training for the labor laws and regulation. Okay, and also PMI and PNK also cooperated with government of Kazakhstan to help the migrant children to able to access to education. And that's all for my part.